Talk about stories. Consider Jim Guthrie on the outside pole, a man who's a major dreamer. Why? Well, 1 year ago, he was working in the parking lot, trying to repair a battered and bruised car to make it simply into the race. Then he was losing close to $100,000 in his racing efforts, borrowed against his house. Guys, he went to 2 Native American tribes. If he's lucky and he wins this race, Gary, he will be in the hole only $85,000.
All right, so the field now beginning to form up as 22 IRL cars are ready to take the green flag. They're behind the Aurora pace car on the backstretch. Great run for John Paul Jr., but now here comes Guthrie. Guthrie comes down to the inside, puts a nose in there, looking for racing room.
Well, Jim had 2 excellent starts at the start of the first yellow, and he got caught a little sleep or the motor balked or whatever, but he's right back after him now.
You have to remember, he's not accustomed to being up in these top positions. This is great for him this weekend, but it's also a learning experience.
Well, it really is, but this kid's awful aggressive. He's a racer. He's got respect for these guys, but he wasn't intimidated, and you can see that right here at the start of this race.
And you can see the interval that they've pulled out from Scott Goodyear and Robbie Buell, who are running 4th and 5th.
Well, remember that for Guthrie, about 3 weeks ago, he went to his crew and said, guys, we're out of money. We can't even pay you any expenses. All the guys said, look, we hold full-time jobs. We believe in what you're trying to accomplish. We'll work for nothing. We'll pay our own way to the racetrack. This is one of the teams that I think might actually be a vindication for Tony George's decision to go with the IRL. People with dreams and not a lot of cash.
And take a look at the side of that car. It's blank. There's an opportunity for somebody. And you saw him coming in, and you just heard Tony Stewart say, good job, guys. Jim Guthrie did not pit. That surprises me. Came down the road.
Well, I think
there he is.
He's coming in this lap. I'm not sure why he didn't pit the first time by.
Seemed that he might have gotten pinched off as he came into the pits, and so as a result, went out and around. Jackaroo.
It should be a nominal stop for Jim Guthrie. Remember, as we said, these are not professionals, so they want to make sure they do it all right. Already 1 miscue. They weren't able to get the air hose correctly connected. The car went up momentarily and went back down. Has not cost them a lot of time, though, in terms of the pit stop. Very much, a lot of poise, and Guthrie lights up the tires. But Jim Guthrie has gotten his wish. Lap 120 under yellow. The crew has gone to work. They're making a major wing adjustment, 2 full turns down in the front wing. Now, the question mark is, with this pit stop, they want it to be their last pit stop. In order for that to happen, they are going to need an abundance of yellow flags. Guthrie is out and away in very fine fashion, but Tom Sneva, by our calculations, he would need, well, I think at least 20 to 25 laps of yellow in order to go the distance without a splash and go at the end.
Yeah, they only have about a 60 lap window, assuming there's no yellow. So it was a pretty gutsy strategy to try to attempt, especially for a new young team like this, not to do what the leader's doing. The car is actually running awful competitive, and I was really surprised they decided to try this strategy. So far it's working, though, and they're not that far back.
You saw Eddie Cheap.
The traffic perfectly, was able to anticipate it real well, and got by some heavy traffic.
Roth comes left. He lets Hamilton by. 3 wide off the corner. Jim Guthrie now trying to thread his way and get around Marco Greco. This is a battle for 4th. Bragg, Stewart, Hamilton. This is the fight for 4th.
Well, this is good racing. This is fun to watch, and it's fun when you're in the driver's seat. It's really fun because there's a lot of cars running real close with each other. That's tough. Down low, coming off of 4 underneath. Guthrie's car's got to be getting the power down real well because it's tough to pitch it off a turn 3 and 4 like that and keep the pace up and keep the throttle down.
And now racing, he turned out to be this weekend. Mortgaged everything. He's up to the hilt in debt. If he wins this race and the winner's share of the over $1 million purse, he'll still be $85,000 in debt at the end of the day, but a lot happier. 3 years from the start of the drive of these kind of cars to the front row.
Well, look.
You're looking at Jim Guthrie as where he's been relative to the leader, and he's closing in.
Well, that's what's fun to watch. He got caught in traffic a little bit, but since they've been clear, he's actually closing the gap on Tony Stewart. So the last pit stop, I'm not sure we all saw it, but they made a big wing adjustment to the front of that, adding front downforce, and obviously it's balanced the car better, and Guthrie looks to be as quick right now as Stewart is, and they're both gaining a little bit on Brad.
Make an interesting run to the end. You also kind of wonder why Guthrie doesn't consider topping off. Maybe he's got all the fuel in. We'll return with more of the Phoenix 200 after this word from our ABC stations. Dynamic changes. He's come up behind Buzz Calkins as we're ready to go green. We're green now. You're listening to Larry Curry tell Tony Stewart that. Buzz Calkins waved him on past. Stewart's now moving to the inside, trying to find position, trying to carve through this field. Larry Curry radioed to him. Your job now is to go win it. Jim Guthrie is the leader.
Well, I think
Tony doesn't use a spotter. Maybe that would help at this point. Let's go up front to Jim Guthrie, leader of the race. Jackaroot?
Well, I'll tell you what, Paul, we watched this crew down here, Jim Guthrie's crew, and he is beginning to pull away, and it's just absolutely, the crew is just absolutely ecstatic. You got to remember, unsponsored, unpaid, they're like the David and Goliath story today. When you compare that to the well-heeled team like Tony Stewart, these guys are doing it kind of like, what was it, the 67 Mets? They're playing so far over their head, they don't know the difference. And remember, if they win, they're still $85,000 in the hole.
Jim Guthrie puts Buzz Calkins another lap down. Look at this. Look at the banner. Guthrie is way faster than Stewart. Last lap.
This is fun to watch. He might be 85,000 in the hole even if he does win, but I'd like to take some of that action myself.
Looking back now. All right, let's take a look as they head for the line. There is Jim Guthrie. He is the leader of the race, and we'll take a look back as they come to the front side, and that'll give us a good visual idea, not a clock, but a good idea of the difference in the position. Guthrie comes across the line. There comes Hamilton. There he is, coming off a 4, and now we look back for Tony Stewart. There he is.
You can hear it.
And there's Jim Guthrie.
Magnesium is a thing. You can see the tire right here, right there. It's already off the race car. It's not hooked to the upright, and it's leading the car into the fence. So something caused the right rear tire to come off and at the wrong spot. Now, I don't know if that's oil. That might be a little oil and some magnesium.
Dave Brown, one of the USAC safety team, takes a look at the wall. They're going to clean up the debris in front of it. And I'm sure that somewhere in here they're going to make a decision about the safety issue of that wall. They know what they're talking about. It may not be an issue at all. But that shatter there just shows you the force with which that car backed into the wall. In the interplay between Stewart and Guthrie, we really have given a short shift to Hamilton, who's been in this fight all the way and been doing a fine job with it. We'll go green with just 10 laps to go. Dallara runs first and fourth. The G-Force cars, second, third, and fifth. Firestone, first and third. Goodyear, second, fourth, fifth. Here we go.
Guthrie got a good start. Davey was right there, but Guthrie got it in 3 or 4 car lengths.
Aurora Engines first through fifth. Groff's Infinity is in 6th place. Now we watch the sprint.
Actually, the PIR staff did a great job of repairing that wall as quick as they did. Guthrie's probably not happy with that, but it was a good job.
Yeah, that took about 7 minutes. I think that's a new world record. Stewart now carving through the field. 2 to go.
A little traffic here. 2 laps to go. Let's see how he gets by.
Big factor as they come up on Buzz Calkins.
No, Buzz let him go.
Let him by. Boy, good move there. But Stewart's right there in closing. He's going to be on top of him on the final lap.
White flag out, Paul.
There it is, 1 mile, 1 lap to go. Tony Stewart tries to move on him in 1. He's not nearly close enough. This is the key passing zone.
Give it all you got.
Larry Curry talking to his driver, Tony Stewart. But but Jim Guthrie looking so good here. He makes the turn into 3. He comes off of 4. Jim Guthrie may do the impossible. In fact, he has. Jim Guthrie has taken the win, another new winner in the IRL, and he's made the final left turn before the Indy 500. Congratulations to Jim Guthrie, the winner at Phoenix.